Well, hey y'all, you're back for Thursday's equations. So we have d divided by -4 is equal to -8. So our goal is to figure out what in the ham sandwich this d guy has to be. So you know the first step, we draw our river. And so I'm just going to draw a vertical line straight through the equal sign. And now we've got to figure out what we need to get rid by itself. So let's think about that. We want the variable to be by itself, which means that we need to get rid of this dude down here, this -4. So we ask ourselves, well, what's going on? It's being divided by -4. And remember, our goal is to either get a zero pair if we've got a number kind of hanging out behind it, or a coefficient of 1. So in this case, since it's being divided, we're going to have to do the inverse or opposite of division, which is multiplication. So we are going to multiply something. Since this is written as a fraction with a numerator and a denominator, I'm going to write this as a fraction also. So my question is, how can I get a coefficient of 1? If I multiply, well, if I wanted to kind of sort of cancel out, like cross reduce, I would need the -4 to also be up here, right? Because then these are the same thing, so it's really like -4 divided by -4, which gives me a coefficient of a +1. So whenever you see a division problem like this, you have to go into multiplication mode, and it's basically whatever you're dividing by is what you're going to multiply by. And I'm going to slap a 1 underneath here just because since these are fractions, we need a denominator. So let's just see what happens. -4 on the top and a -4 on the bottom can both be divided by -4. So that is how we're going to get 1d. And then on the bottom, we would have 1, which is really not all that necessary to write, but I'm just going through all the steps. Okay, whatever I do on the left side, I have to also do on the right side. So I multiplied by -4, I'm going to multiply by -4. And since this isn't written as a fraction, I'm not going to take the time to write this as a fraction. I did it over here since this was a fraction, but this is a whole number. So I'm just going to, or I should say, I guess, an integer. So I'm just going to multiply them together. Okay, so I write my equals and I do it. -8 times -4 is going to be a +32. And now I can just drop this 1 as a coefficient and this 1 as a denominator because they're really not all that necessary. And so I wind up with a solution of 32. Now let's do the check. So I'm going to write my original problem. D divided by -4 is equal to -8. And now we're going to do the parenthetical promise. So in place of the D, I'm going to write parentheses and I'm going to plug in the value that I think it is. And I think right now it's 32. And then I'll go back to my regular blue and I will finish it up. So I still have this division bar and this negative and this 4 and this equals and this negative and this 8. And now I do the math. So 32, which is positive, divided by 4, which is negative, is going to give me a negative since the signs don't match. And 32 divided by 4 is 8. So I get a -8 on this side. And now I come over here and I bring down this side and yay, that's also -8. So I'm right. I forgot again to tell you that the secret word of the day is spider, because Spider was my first dog. So you get it? It was Wonder Woe is my current dog, Wonder Woe Man. And then we had Superman before her, and then our very first dog that we ever got was Spider for Spider-Man. All right, so hope this helps.